see as you go down each sheet through the Kudos dashboard, it starts at high level and it gets more granular as we go.
Got it.
So yeah, I can see that this account is spending the most out of all the accounts that I've got. I love that. Super easy. Then I can see which services are actually reflected against that account.
So in this case, okay, they're pretty heavy on RDS. They're using a little bit of EC2, but so is that other account and the
AWS
161.
Shield.
You could do it from the other side too and just highlight which accounts are using each of the services.
That's pretty neat. That's a really good, because you'd expect certain patterns
Makes it
to
pretty
emerge
easy.
over time, right? So you'd see the data science account's going to be lots of EC2, lots of SageMaker, and
That's
maybe
right.
you'd see the production account have a different mix and much more lambdas and things.
You are all in on AWS and you're not using any other clouds. There is, there's even more incentive to keep your cost reporting inside AWS. Why use a third party tool for something that you can accomplish within your own accounts? And by implementing it from the beginning, what you're going to do is you're going to have that baseline of where you've been, and then you can measure your cost optimization month over month, right? The other dashboard that I wanted to touch on a little bit was the trusted advisor one. And this one I love because of the fact that we've got that historical trend. We can see, in this scenario that our cost optimization checks that are coming back have been reducing over time. And that's what we want to see. That's really good. If you are an SME business all on AWS, definitely recommend getting some of these, even just the cost intelligence to start off with. So, that's another thing is if you deploy these dashboards, it's super easy because you've got the framework there already to deploy additional dashboards. If you find a need for something that you didn't, I didn't need the granular detail in Kudos right away. So I just deployed the cost intelligence dashboard. And then I'm going to come along 6 months from now, get the Kudos dashboard, and maybe I'll choose to remove the cost intelligence because there is some overlap, and because I'm thinking about cost optimization and do I need these extra resources, I'm going to tidy up after myself and deploy the Kudos dashboard, which is going to give me that high level but also the granular resource detail.
Yeah, wearing my FinOps hat on, I'm going to add a little bit to that to say, if you are starting a FinOps practice, I assume you are, as you're growing your business and you are all in on AWS, having these dashboards is probably the easiest way to kind of bootstrap your entire FinOps, practice, for a simple reason that it has the vast majority of the data that you will need to drive the decisions that you need to make. And instead of spending enormous amounts of time trying to build that from scratch, you got something right out of the box that you can then customize to your needs. So probably one of the easiest ways to get started. And yeah, so I would say do this from the get-go. As soon as you create your account, go set these up. They will set up your guardrails for you as you go forward.
Well, we need to get an actual FinOps hat for you so you can just.
Yeah, I know.
And speaking of
That would
hats,
be
I'm wearing my
great.
AWS Community Builder hat. This is part of my role. So we need hats to signify all these different. It's not just a metaphor. We should actually have the actual
We
hats.
should have on my next board meeting. I will make sure that I get a hat that I bring to the show. One question, Meredith, which is all of these
Yeah.
reports look really awesome. On the actionability of them, which is what do I do next once I have these kind of reports?
Yep.
Um, is there a way to get automation to trigger off some of these data points or these reports?
So we don't have any of that sort of built into it, but there are some mechanisms. QuickSight has some alerting functionality, which you could use the alerts to trigger things. But these dashboards are built with the intention to kind of enable you to visualize and then action. So automations can definitely be built.